Ready to title your book? Hi guys, my name is Vivien Reis and I post weekly writing videos just for you. Today we're talking about naming that book of yours your pretty little book baby. I've been meaning to talk about this topic for so long that I honestly thought I already had. I had to search on my own YouTube channel and on my website just to make sure that I hadn't already covered it. Because I'm not kidding, I seriously thought that I had talked about this already. If you have a suggestion for a video, by the way, the link for that is down below. That's how you guys suggested this video to me. Naming your book can be exciting, scary, nerve-wracking, or just emotional, but usually it's kind of all of the above. First, let me address the elephant in the room. The title for my debut novel is not perfect. The Elysian Prophecy. I know, why am I telling you this? And I know I probably shouldn't be saying that to you guys, but in all transparency, it was a working title that sort of stuck. Why is it not perfect? Because it has the word prophecy in it, which is a little overdone and tropey at this point. I did great with Elysian, but I could have done better with prophecy. But you live and you learn. And you guys are gonna learn from my mistakes. First, I need to stress the importance of a good title. Next to your cover, your title is one of the first opportunities to market your book. If your title doesn't reflect the tone or the content of your book, the genre, you could be missing out big time on your audience finding you. You want to attract true fans of your genre, and a poor title may cause your audience to think that your book is about something that it's not, or it may put them off before they even flip to the back cover blurb. It may be a book that they're interested in, but your title puts them off. A good title is important and directly affects your sales. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to be going over 7 tips to keep in mind while naming your book, but first, here are 3 steps that you can take to come up with brainstorm some titles for your book. Number 1, what is your book about? Make a list of anything that comes to mind. Themes in your story, special terms or cities, Elysia, or my favorite, a phrase in your novel. I love finding those little Easter eggs. It can be helpful while you're in the beta reading process to ask your betas their favorite quotes from your novel. You can find some story ideas there. Sometimes those are book title gold. I always try to look for the title in the book somewhere because it is a little Easter egg and it's so awesome when you find it. Although it's a very obvious Easter egg, whatever. Comment below with some books that you know that have done this, some of your favorite books maybe. All I can remember right now is To Kill a Mockingbird and Throne of Glass, which I'm not even sure if that's taken from the book directly. Pretty sure it was. Shame on me for not knowing. Number 2, be mindful of keywords in book titles or movie titles that catch your eye and add those to your list. Remember, we're not copying anyone here. Just be on the lookout for inspiration throughout the day. Things that catch your eye. Words that you like. Now mix that into the list that you already made. Take a word from one idea and tack it onto the end of another. Combine 3 of them together. Get creative. You want to use all those keywords. Ruminate on all these ideas and then let them simmer while you're going through another round of edits. And many times that's all it takes for one idea to pop up as your favorite. Number 3, before you go any further, research your working title ideas. Don't fall in love with one yet. You don't really want a title that's already been used a lot, or you want it to be as unique as possible, pretty much. Head on over to Amazon to look up each one of your working titles. And also keep in mind other genres that may pop up that are related to your title, but may not be the exact same title. You don't want to publish a children's book with a title similar to a steamy erotica because Amazon is going to lump those together. When people search for that term, right below your book, they're going to see some crazy books. All right, so here are 7 tips to keep in mind while naming your book. Number 1, research your genre. You love research, right? A military thriller won't sound like a fantasy novel. It shouldn't. A popular fantasy title format right now I like adult, I think, is A Blank of Blank, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Court of Mist and Fury. It may be helpful to research bestsellers in the last 90 days on Amazon to see if the trend in your genre is shifting, because they do shift. Get a feel for what's normal in your genre and use that as a guide when you're choosing your own title. Number 2, tropes. They can be good or they can be bad. I already told you prophecy shouldn't have been my first choice, but there are others very similar to this that have been used in titles a little too much, such as Girl, Girl on the Train, Gone Girl, The Good Girl, or Haunted. There are thousands of books with this title or a variation of it using the word haunt, so steer clear as best you can. Romance is an odd genre though, and it's worth mentioning where tropes can actually be a good thing. Enter #cockygate, which feels so weird saying on my YouTube channel. Apparently the word cocky in romance novels is very popular, and I guess now an author is trying to trademark the word for their book. I don't know. That's a whole nother video by itself, but a lot of romance readers actually seem to like tropes in their titles, so keep that in mind. I don't know why I did a thumbs up. That was weird. Number 3, try for some inherent mystery. Beneath a Scarlet Sky is foreboding. Scarlet is often associated with blood, which makes us wonder what might happen under a scarlet or a blood-like sky. The Book Thief makes you wonder why someone would steal books, of all things. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. That is just a weird title. It's obviously mysterious. And the next one, I'm gonna go way back on because this is a household title for a book. So you need to look at this with fresh eyes. The Hunger Games. Not having heard this title before, you'd be curious to know why someone would make a game out of hunger. What does it mean? Going for some mystery in your title can require more time and creativity and investment in your time, but it can definitely be worth it. Number 4, don't worry if the right title does not immediately become apparent, especially if you're self-publishing. I'm not sure how it works with traditional publishing, but depending on the publisher, a book can have a team of people that may be helping to name a book. So don't panic if you're self-publishing and you've been searching for the right title for months. For all I know, traditional publishers go through this same thing too, or traditionally published authors. I can't speak today. If you're gonna do this by yourself, it can take time, whatever way you're doing it. Ask around your betas, your critique partners that you may have, even people that may not know a single thing about your story. Ask them if the name sounds weird or cool or like something they'd be interested in, and if they don't read, maybe a movie they would watch. Actually, pickfoo.com is a great place to post a poll if you want to see which title people may prefer you can compare to. So just take a deep breath and keep the ideas coming until you find the perfect one. Number 5, don't worry about when you should title your book. There is no right answer to that question. Be open to titles from the first draft all the way to the final draft, but don't stress about picking a title after you finish your first draft. A working title will keep you going until you choose something and you commit to a title, or you can be like me and you just go with it. I don't really recommend that, but whatever. Not having a title should never keep you from finishing your book. Don't make it a roadblock. Just keep going. Number 6, make it easy to say. Word of mouth is great, but it's not so great when people can't say the word in your title. I would steer clear of any hard to pronounce titles, words, cities, people, even in the fantasy genre where unique words are commonplace. Your word can be original and unique, but you don't want your readers to feel dumb or silly for not knowing how to pronounce your book title. You want them to be able to tell people about it. Number 7, similarly, make it pleasing to the ear. If you want to, of course. You may have a favorite few words that you can use in your title. There's supposed to be something to cellar door being the supposed best sounding phrase. Some words just go together better than others. See if your title rolls off the tongue or if you can play with the words to make them sound more appealing. Here's an odd example of a title that I don't think rolls very well off the tongue: The Lost Symbol. To me, there's a pause between lost and symbol because of the ST in lost and the preceding S in symbol. And your mouth kind of just has to do a reset. And that's something I like to avoid, the lost symbol. It ends with a hard stop and there's not really any flow to it. Wrapping this up, I want all of you to give me your top tips in the comments down below. I know you have some. If you have had your own little epiphany about choosing a title and found something that really helps, I would love to hear about it, and I'm sure everybody else would really appreciate it as well. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this video was helpful. A lot of writers have anxiety when it comes to naming their novel. I have to name a couple right now, and you've put a lot of hours into your novel, so it's kind of hard to quantify that in a few words. But I hope this video helped to quell some of that anxiety. Just remember, have fun and allow yourself to be creative, and the right title will come to you. If you like content like this, consider subscribing because I post new writing related videos every week. I'm getting better at it again, and I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up as well because it does help support my channel. Purchase links for my debut novel, The Elysian Prophecy, are down below, as well as a link to my brand new podcast. Sort of brand new by the time this video comes up. The Happy Writing Podcast. And as it sounds, it's about happy writing. So yeah, go check it out if you like podcasts. All right, see you next week. Bye.